Hi everybody, it's Allison here and welcome to another episode of A Taste of Therapy TV. I am your food therapist, which means I give you the recipes to fix all the problems in your relationship by cooking and working together and coming up with all sorts of solutions. And tonight is no different. So tonight we're fixing the problem of comfort food, comforting your relationship by making comfort food. It's really important to provide this level of comfort every day in a relationship. It's something that I think most people forget about, and so this is a great recipe to make when you need that comfort. How's that sound? So before we get started officially, I want to chat with you all a little bit about comfort food and hear what are some of your favorite comfort foods. So tell me, what are some comfort foods that you all like? I want to chat about that first, and then I want to hear more about what you guys like. Mashed potatoes and gravy. That's an excellent comfort food. So why do I love comfort food? Okay, let me tell you. So while you all are chatting, I want to know, or I want to share with you why comfort food is so amazing. So it connects us, right? It gives us the sense of emotional nostalgia, and it connects us to all these memories and things in the past that we might have forgotten about or just, need to remember. It connects us to experiences, to celebrations, to memories, to family members, ancestors, all of that ooey gooey, amazing good stuff it connects us to. And all of those good feelings you get from your comfort foods, you can bring into your relationship when you make my amazing cantaloupe milkshakes, because that's one of my favorite comfort foods. Oh, we got waffles, bacon, maple syrup, all amazing. Yes, comfort food is just, oh, I love it. I love how all this food, it connects us to family members, like I said, to memories, to past experiences. I love all of that. And this nostalgia can be specific to who you are as a person, but it can also be cultural, right? It can be family-based. It can be all that good stuff. Love it. Love it, love it. So comfort food, it's interesting, right? It's interesting about it because men, I did a lot of research about this before tonight's show, and men actually are more connected to meals, type of like real meals. And it's funny because Bob was saying he really likes mashed potatoes and gravy. That's a very stereotypical male comfort food. They like the steak and potatoes, the hearty soups, the casseroles, things like that. Whereas women are more drawn to the comfort foods that are ice cream, snack based, like ice cream or cookies or small little snack things, which is interesting because I'm making a milkshake, right? So that kind of ties into it a little bit. So let me just give you my therapist point of view on why I think comfort food is so amazing. I think it's just purely magical that you can connect back to memories and feel comforted by a dish. I think that's amazing, right? It's really important to have these connections and providing that comfort for yourself. Think how well it can go to your relationship. And we're going to get to how this connects to your relationship in just a minute. So it really is important to have these levels of comfort food. But the problem is you get into trouble when you start to eat your feelings or hide your feelings or, start to not use moderation when it comes to your comfort food. So remember, right, it's okay to have this comfort food, but just do it in moderation and don't eat your feelings. Now you might be wondering, what do I mean by that? What does eat your feelings mean? That means basically don't hide from your feelings and don't take your feelings into your mouth and eat them. That's essentially what that means. And so when I say that, here's a great example. So let's say you want to honor your grandmother who was passed on. She had this amazing sweet potato pie recipe that she would make every year at Thanksgiving, and it was a family favorite. Everyone loved it. It was a great recipe. What an amazing way to honor your grandmother by making this sweet potato pie on her birthday. You can all sit down, you can have a slice, you can share stories about your grandma, how much you loved and miss her, all amazing, wonderful memories, right, over the sweet potato pie. That to me is cooking therapy in its complete essence, right, having great memories, happy times, talking, eating, etc. Now, when you get into trouble with the whole comfort food is, let's say you come home from a really bad day at work and you decide to make grandma's sweet potato pie and you eat the entire thing. And then, okay, so that's all right. We all have done that from time to time. No big deal. Well, then let's say you do that again on Thursday night when you get home from work. You had another really crappy day. You make another pie. You eat the entire thing, right? Can you all see the difference between eating your feelings and proper comfort food? You guys get that? Okay. So let's get into, you might be wondering, okay, I get it. Comfort food is all good. I like it. I have a comfort food. How in the world is this going to help my relationship? Well, that's what I'm here to tell you. It is going to be amazing. So when it comes to comfort food, you need to look at it as a way to comfort your relationship. Whether your partner is someone you've been with, for 5 years, for 5 minutes, whether you're in a relationship or not in a relationship, you need to nurture all of your relationships. And what a better way to do that than by making comfort food for them. And this recipe is perfect. So I'm going to share with you one of my all-time favorite comfort recipes. My mom used to make this for me all the time in the summer, and I knew that I had to share it with you because it's an amazing recipe. I'm a little biased, but it also provides me with lots of sense of comfort, and I like to make this for my family. So what it is, it's essentially a milkshake with fresh cantaloupe. So I have here 2 cups of fresh cantaloupe that I have diced. This is local cantaloupe that I got at the local farmer's market this past weekend. It calls for milk. Oh, I read the ingredients back here. Nutmeg, cinnamon, a little bit of sugar. Oh, and the ice cream. Let me go grab the ice cream. I left it in the freezer. And then it also calls for 1 cup of vanilla ice cream. Also a local place that I like to get my ice cream. And when you make this recipe, you're really literally dumping it in the blender and you're mixing it up and you're going to eat and enjoy it. Okay, this is like the simplest recipe ever, but here's the cooking therapy part. So I've written down for you 10 of my favorite relationship adjectives that I'm going to want you to discuss with your partner while you make this recipe. I'm getting some good comments. Never heard of a cantaloupe milkshake. You are missing out, my friend. Cantaloupe milkshakes are amazing. Cantaloupe is such a great summertime flavor. And again, this is such a great, simple recipe. And it's a little bit healthy, depending on the level of ice cream that you use. So you can kind of not feel so guilty when you eat it. Okay, so my 10 adjectives. Now this is where you're going to fill your relationship up with all this ooey gooey loving comfort. You need to compliment your partner. Now this is something that people probably don't do every day, right? Let's be honest. Raise your hands. How many of you compliment your partner every single day? Let me see. I got any hand raises? I got a few. Good, good. Well, for those of you that don't, have no fear. You're going to make this cantaloupe milkshake and you're going to be just fine. So I've written down here 10 of my favorite adjectives. The first one being generous. Second one, nurturing. We've got loving, brave, loyal, thoughtful, attractive, intelligent, strong, and relaxed. Okay, so here are my 10 adjectives. Don't you worry, these adjectives are going to be included in the recipe, so you'll have them. But what you're going to do is you're going to write down a story or a memory for each one of these adjectives that your partner, you can remember that your partner was this adjective. So when was the last time your partner was generous with you, right? When were they loving with you, nurturing, etc., etc.? So all of these are ways that you can compliment your partner. And look at this. This is 10 things right here. So you'll be able to, at the end of the time you made this dish, this recipe, you'll have given your partner 10 compliments. How amazing, right? How simple. All right, and that is an amazing way to use comfort food as a way to comfort your partner. So let me show you how this works. Let's just make this milkshake, shall we? So we're going to put in the 2 cups of cantaloupe right into the blender. So let me hear some more favorite comfort foods. How many of you are more of a meal person versus a snack person? I thought that was actually a very interesting difference that they divided up male versus female. I know that my husband, one of his favorites is certainly macaroni and cheese. I'm surprised no one said that yet. As well as he also loves ice cream sundaes. Oh, I'm just shy of a cup, so let me go grab some more milk out of the fridge. All right, I'm using the milk I have on hand, so I just used 1%, and now I'm adding fat-free skim milk to this because it doesn't matter what kind you use. Use whatever you have in the fridge. It calls for 2 cups of cantaloupe and 1 cup of milk. I'm going to dump it right in. I'm sorry, I misspoke. 2 cups of cantaloupe, 2 cups of milk. My apologies. Good thing I got that other thing of milk, huh? I'm going to add my 2nd cup right in. Let's see. Oh, we got stuffing and gravy. Oh, Thanksgiving dinner, also an amazing. That's also an excellent suggestion for comfort food. That's like an amazing comfort meal, right? Oh, love it. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to put this in here and you're going to give this a nice good whir. Where's my top? Just to get the cantaloupe broken up real good. So I'm going to go ahead and mix this up. Okay. All right, see, that's all you need to do. Just give that a little mix. Now we're going to add to it a cup of vanilla ice cream. And you want this to be softened but not melted. Now mine clearly isn't going to be softened or melted because it was in the freezer this whole time. That's okay. Don't worry about that. Oh, actually, it is pretty soft. And again, I got this at a local, I live in Richmond. I got this at a local ice cream store. I like to keep everything as local as possible. I think it all tastes better. All right. I'm telling you, this is the best milkshake recipe. I don't know where my mom got this from. I'll have to ask her if she created it or where this recipe came from. But I can remember being a kid eating this in the summertime. All right. So I've got a nice cup here of vanilla ice cream. Dump this right in. Now again, remember, when you're making this with your partner, you're going over these 10 adjectives and you are sharing with each other all of this time that person was that thing. Now, I have done this activity and this recipe with many different cooking therapy clients, and it always is a major game changer for your relationship. Because think about it, when you are in the day-to-day grind of your life and dealing with all the things that stress you out, you're not going to be one to sit down and say, you know, honey, I just have to tell you, the last time you bought groceries, I feel like you were being so loving and generous. Right, that's not realistic. No one actually does that. So this is a good opportunity to actually sit down and compliment your partner, and why not do it while making a milkshake? And it's going to be win-win because you're having an amazing dish and having an amazing conversation at the same time. Okay, now it calls for, I got my cinnamon right here. It calls for 1/8 of a teaspoon. But again, if it's not exact, that's fine. Cinnamon is one of those flavors I don't think you can ever have too much. So you can always add this into it. And I love the cinnamon with the cantaloupe. I think that's such a cool note. It breaks up the sweetness and adds just a nice bit of depth to it. It's amazing. And then for a little bit more fun, we're going to add a dash of nutmeg right into. Now when I do a dash, here's a little tip for you. When I do a dash of nutmeg, I always put some in my hand to make sure that I have it, and then I'm going to grab a nice pinch full. Otherwise, I find sometimes it gets to be a little bit too much, and a dash is literally that, just a little dash. There you go. Okay, it also calls for 1 tablespoon of sugar. Mix this right in. Oh, peaches. That's an amazing idea. Adding peaches to this, wouldn't that be good? Or mangoes. You can also use frozen fruit for this recipe. You don't have to use fresh. I like to use fresh just because I had a cantaloupe that I bought this weekend, but you don't have to do that, certainly. All right, I've added my sugar, my nutmeg, my vanilla ice cream, and I believe that is everything. Yes, and a dash of honey also. Man, you guys are rocking with these suggestions. I love it. Honey would be really, really good. And what a better way, too, instead of using refined sugar, using fresh honey. Excellent suggestion. I'll have to try that next time. All right. That looks perfect. Oh, my gosh. Let me get a cup down here so you all can see this. I like this recipe because it's nice and fresh. It's a beautiful light orange color. Can you all see this? Oh, so excited. Here you go. Can you see how pretty this is? It's nice and frothy and light and perfect. Oh my gosh, it's so good. If you want to get super fancy, I like to put a little dash of nutmeg right on top of it. Oh, it's so good. Again, I wish you guys could smell this and see how amazing it is. It looks a little bit like eggnog, doesn't it? So good. Man, that's a good suggestion, adding some flax seeds in. Certainly this recipe that I made tonight is maybe not the most healthy when it comes to the amount of sugar that's in it, but that doesn't matter because it's certainly a very nostalgic recipe for myself. But yes, sneaking in some flax seeds would be a great way to jazz this up and to add some of that fiber and some flavor into it. That's an amazing idea. I love it. So again, this is for me personally, a perfect cooking therapy comfort food recipe. What you're going to do is you're going to go into the kitchen with your partner, gather up all these ingredients, and go through these 10 adjectives and share with each other what are the different times in your relationship that this person was this to you. You're going to make the milkshake, you're going to sit down together at the table, and you're going to share this milkshake together and go over your list. And at that point, you will have given each other 10 compliments, which again, you don't do every day, so it's a good opportunity to do that. And remember, comfort food is an amazing way to connect yourself with memories and sentimental times and just get all that ooey gooey warm feelings. And why not bring that into your relationship? It's the perfect way to do that. Now, one more thing I want to share with you all before I leave. I went over, and I have to on my list here. I did this thing for what America's top 5 comfort foods are. It was actually quite interesting to get this list to see what the top 5 things were. So what do you guys think? What do you think the #1 comfort food in America is? I'd love to hear what your thoughts are. Yeah, regional. This wasn't a regional list. This was just a general America. Yeah, something fried. Exactly. It's worse than that. Keep guessing. I'm just gonna drink this while you all guess. French fries. That was on the list, but the #1 thing was cheap. This is exactly how it was written. Cheap tacos, which I thought was really funny because, man, when tacos are made well and fresh, they can be amazing. So I thought it was really funny that America, we like cheap tacos, evidently. What does that say about our food culture right there? So then the #2 thing was French fries, obviously. #3, macaroni and cheese. 4, grilled cheese. And then #5 would be pizza. And I'm sure it's bad pizza based on the cheap tacos being #1. Yeah, grilled cheese, again, all of those things on that list, I think we all could make in a much better way and taste much better. But yeah, so I thought that was really funny. Yeah. So anyway, do I have any questions from you all out there as far as, cooking therapy, about how this affects your relationship? What are some ideas? How are you all going to do this tonight? Are you going to go home? You're going to make this recipe with your partner and give them the comfort that they need? I hope so. I want to get some thumbs up, some excitement out there. Thank you very much. Remember that giving comfort to your partner needs to happen every single day, especially the times when you probably want to scratch their eyeballs out. You don't like them very much. You've been into an argument, whatever the case may be. Remember, you need to love and nurture your partner all the time, because when you do that, it improves your relationship. So think about it. When you do that, it improves your relationship. So when you make this milkshake together, it improves your relationship. It's that easy. Cooking therapy is that simple. Remember, you can find this recipe for my Cantaloupe Milkshake with the comfort food adjectives right here on my website, which is atasteoftherapy.com. Just go to my blog and search milkshake, Cantaloupe Milkshake, and it'll come right up. Again, thank you to Mangia TV for allowing me to broadcast with you guys. I always love it. So thank you all so much for tuning in. If there's nothing else, I will see you all next week on Therapy Thursday. Until then, happy eating and good luck with your relationships and making these recipes. All right, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.